Before you watch one more second of this video, comment the word beast. Just that. One word. Why? Because somewhere inside you, a version of yourself is dying. The version who talks too much, complains too much, and does too little. Typing that word is your first act of rebellion against that person. It's small, but small acts repeated become identity. This video isn't for everyone. If you're comfortable explaining yourself to people who never earned the right to question you, leave now. If you're addicted to sympathy, to noise, to being understood before you're respected, this will feel like an attack. Good. It's supposed to. This is for the ones who are tired. Tired of talking about the man they want to become instead of building him in silence. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn why silence is a weapon, why discipline is a religion, and why almost everyone who fails for the exact same hidden reason. You already know the feeling. You wake up with a plan. By noon, the plan is a memory. You tell people what you're about to do, the gym, the business, the studying, and somehow, saying it out loud feels almost as good as doing it. That's the trap. Have you ever noticed that the more you talk about your goals, the less urgency you feel to actually chase them? Your brain rewards the talking. It releases the same satisfaction as achievement, without any of the actual work. You feel like you've already won. So the fire dies before it even starts a real flame. But here's what almost nobody realizes. Every time you explain yourself, you leak power. Power that should have gone into your training, your books, your silence. Be honest with yourself for a second. How many people know your plans, but have never once seen you execute them? Yet there's something even more dangerous waiting beneath this. Something ancient thinkers warned about over 2,000 years ago. Long before social media turned talking into a performance, a Roman emperor named Marcus Aurelius wrote himself private notes, reminders to stop announcing his virtue and simply live it. He wasn't writing for an audience. He was writing to survive his own mind. The Stoics understood something brutally simple. Words are cheap, and cheap things don't build empires. Not the empire of a nation, and not the empire of a body, a mind, or a bank account. Epictetus, a man born into slavery who became one of history's sharpest philosophers, taught that freedom isn't found in speaking your desires. It's found in mastering your actions, regardless of how you feel. This isn't ancient trivia. This is a mirror. Because right now, today in your gym, your relationships, the same test is happening. Talk or train. Explain or execute. And the answer to that test determines something most people never expect. Principle 1. Shut up, not because you have nothing to say, because everything you say before you've done it weakens you. Think of your ambition like water in a cup. Every time you talk about your goal, you pour a little out. Talk enough, and by the time you're supposed to act, the cup is empty. There's no pressure left, no hunger, no reason to move. Have you ever told someone your plan, felt that rush of pride, and then, strangely, felt less motivated the next day? That wasn't laziness. That was chemistry working against you. Seneca once wrote to a friend that the man who is always announcing his intentions is often the man who never keeps them. Silence, he believed, was where real strength was forged, not performed. Here's the pattern interrupt most people never expect. The people you admire most, the ones who seem unstoppable, they aren't quiet because they're shy. They're quiet because their energy is somewhere else. It's in the gym at 5 a.m. It's in the books nobody sees them read. It's in the failures they never post about. What kind of man stays silent while everyone else performs their goals for applause? The dangerous one. The one who shows up 3 months later, transformed, saying nothing, and lets the results speak a language words never could. But silence alone isn't enough. Silence without direction is just avoidance wearing a disguise. You need more than restraint. You need fuel. And that fuel comes from somewhere most people are terrified to look. Principle 2. Train, not for aesthetics, not for applause. Train like you're trying to erase a version of yourself that you're ashamed of. Picture him for a second, the version of you that hit snooze, that skipped the gym, that chose comfort when it mattered. He's still in you. Every workout you skip, he grows stronger. Every workout you complete, you bury him a little deeper. This is where most people misunderstand training entirely. It was never really about the body. The body is just evidence. Evidence of a war being fought internally between the man who wants comfort and the man who wants to become someone. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth, yet he trained his mind daily like a soldier preparing for battle, because he knew comfort was the real enemy, not other men. What kind of person do you want to become? Not next year, today, in this exact hour. Years from now, this decision, whether you train today or make another excuse, will separate two completely different lives. One version of you becomes disciplined, respected, calm under pressure. The other stays exactly where he is now, still talking about starting Monday. Feel that tension? That's not fear. That's your future self warning you. Every rep you push through when you want to quit is a message sent forward in time to the man you're becoming. But physical training is only the surface. There's a deeper principle, one most people never reach because they quit right before the breakthrough. Principle 3. Come back like a beast. This is where identity actually shifts, not in the middle of the struggle, but in the moment you return after disappearing. Imagine this: months of silence, months of training, months of studying while everyone else posted highlight reels of a life they hadn't actually built yet. Then, one day, you reappear and nobody recognizes you. Not your face, your presence. Epictetus taught that we don't control what happens to us, only how we respond. And the ultimate response to doubt, rejection, or being underestimated is transformation so total that words become unnecessary. Have you ever watched someone go quiet for a while, then come back changed, sharper, calmer, stronger, and felt that unmistakable respect rise in your chest, even if you didn't want to admit it? That's the effect you're building toward. This is bigger than motivation. This is identity reconstruction. Every rep, every page, every hour of silence is a brick in a new foundation, one where you no longer need permission, validation, or an audience to know your own worth. What kind of reward waits at the end of this? Confidence that isn't fragile, calm that isn't performed, a presence that intimidates without a single word spoken. But before you get there, you need to know what's trying to stop you. Because right now, as you watch this, 3 enemies are already working against you. Quiet enemies. Enemies that don't look dangerous until it's too late. Enemy 1. Comfort disguised as rest. Comfort doesn't announce itself as your enemy. It whispers just one more day. You deserve a break. You'll start fresh tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes a graveyard of intentions. Have you noticed how comfort always sounds so reasonable in the moment and so costly in hindsight? Enemy 2, the need for recognition. This one is sharper than comfort because it feels like ambition. You want people to see your progress before it's even real. But the moment you crave an audience, your discipline starts performing instead of building. Ask yourself honestly, are you training for yourself or for who's watching? That question should sting a little. It's supposed to. Enemy 3, the voice that says you're already behind. This is the most dangerous of the 3, because it doesn't stop you from starting, it stops you from continuing. It convinces you that because you didn't start at 18 or 20 or last year, you've already lost. Seneca warned against wasting time, mourning time already spent, because that grief steals the time you still have left. 3 enemies: comfort, recognition, perceived failure. All 3 exist only in your mind, which means all 3 can be defeated the same way silence, training, and transformation defeat everything else. But defeating them isn't the end of this story. What happens after is the part almost nobody shows you. Picture the version of you 6 months from now. He wakes up before the alarm, not because he has to, but because his body now expects greatness. He doesn't explain his goals anymore. People just watch him disappear and reappear stronger, calmer, sharper. His silence isn't awkward. It's magnetic. People feel it when he walks into a room, not arrogance, but weight, presence, earned weight. He doesn't chase respect anymore. He simply stopped needing it, and somehow, that's exactly when it started arriving. The old version of him, the one who talked, who hesitated, who needed an audience to feel motivated, is gone. Not because of one dramatic moment, but because of 1,000 quiet ones. 1,000 mornings where he chose the gym over the snooze button. 1,000 nights where he chose the book over the noise. This isn't fantasy. This is mathematics. Discipline compounds exactly like fear does, except discipline builds something, and fear only steals. You have that same 6 months ahead of you right now, untouched, undecided, waiting to be written by either silence and training, or excuses and comfort. Which future are you choosing the moment this video ends? Everything comes back to 3 words: shut up, train, return. Not as a slogan, as a filter for every decision you make from this moment forward. Before you speak your next goal out loud, ask if it deserves to be spoken yet, or earned first. Before you skip the gym, ask which version of you that decision is feeding. Before you explain yourself to someone who never walked your path, ask if silence would serve you better. Comment "Beast" one more time, not for me, for you. Let it be a written contract with the person you're becoming. If this spoke to something buried in you, subscribe. Not out of obligation, because what's coming next will demand the same silence, the same fire, the same transformation. The world doesn't need your announcements. It's waiting for your return.